Live here. All right, so that's a win in our agency. As I was saying, I think we're going to end up with about 12K in MRR added this week, which is pretty awesome. And filling in some holes in our agency from an employment standpoint, which is that's great. It's going to allow me to buy back some of my time too. So excited for that. Jeff, do you have any wins to share?
Oh, just yeah, it seems like working really for the long game and seeing how the pieces fit together looking backwards, but not looking forwards, you know? So relationships, ideas, opportunities, things that you see and you're working towards that don't always or usually don't come to fruition immediately. After you get further downfield, you kind of see how it wasn't wasted time or effort, but it's like everything happens in good time, and maybe I wasn't ready for it, or maybe the other people weren't ready for it, or whatever. But yeah, connecting the dots is much easier looking backwards, and it seems like a lot of things are falling into place. So that is a win for sure.
Yeah. Some awesome opportunities that we're seeing right now on LeadSnap that we're excited about. Obviously, we can't share those until they go through. We have some big updates coming in LeadSnap too. I was hoping that we would be able to share those this week, but hopefully it'll be next week. That's how it goes with development though. But we have another awesome round of updates that are coming to LeadSnap. So it's going to make life easier in our agency, and I think in a lot of your guys' agencies too. So we're excited to roll that stuff out for you guys. Who has wins to share aside from Jeff and myself? Who was victorious in this last week?
We found a
Have
house.
You found a house?
We found a house.
Is it in South Florida?
Oh no. No, not yet.
It's not in the
No.
right place, man.
Exactly. Now we found out during the conference that we had 5 weeks to move. So that was fun. But the house part is good. Now we just need to do the purging and packing part. So, but that's a
Yeah,
win for us.
that is great, man. I know that that's stressful, especially when that bomb, I know from running events, like when that bomb gets dropped in the middle of something that's already stressful, right? It's just like, and being at the event and seeing like other ways that you guys were being pulled and pushed. You guys handled it really, really well. Like I didn't know that you were dealing with that in addition. So kudos to being able to deal with the stress and then now you've like finding a place. Are you pretty happy with where you guys are moving?
Well, yeah, because we were looking at doing a home and a separate office. I was actually going to get an office separately so we could get a smaller house, but we actually found a bigger house for our budget and we're actually saving money. So, and it's on a golf course. So, yeah, I'm pretty freaking stoked.
Are you going to sneak over the fence and play holes when people aren't watching?
You know I am.
That's always the
So,
benefit of living on the golf course. Nice.
and collecting golf balls that come in my backyard, of course.
There you go. Just
But
don't
no,
don't
thank you for having me, guys. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, Tara, it's always good to see you, man. All right. Who else has wins? Who else has something positive to share?
I do have one.
Yes, sir. Mr.
Yes.
Blakely, what do you have?
So I had one of our niche landscape clients come on through Pepper. This is Facebook prospecting software back in November. And then we had like a check-in call to show the results. It was just a SEO only package to start with. But then he's come on board with our top level program, which is managing all the Google ads, Facebook ads, and then CRM management for him. So that's like our first niche client at our top end program. And now in putting that together, I've just been able to put all the SOPs together for it as well. So it's now pretty much templated for future clients coming on like that. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
fantastic.
feels good. Feels good to jump in
Yeah,
and do that.
it's good when you have SOPs that just can apply to like everybody that you bring on because they're in the same niche, right? It's just like it
Yeah.
makes life easier. So and you know what this does is it sets up that momentum not only for having this person that, you know, after you knock it out of the park with them, they can be an advocate for you for referrals, but also for case
Yeah,
studies that you can build into
totally.
your niche website, right? Which
And
like,
it's great. Sorry to interrupt. I was going to give LeadSnap a plug in it because I sent out to him and a few other clients, as a new feature for SEO services, we're providing pretty much the automation from LeadSnap where they submit a form and they get the text message because that wasn't in there. And he told me on the call, since you did that, we didn't do it for any extra cost. He said I closed in 2 weeks. I've closed another 50 grand of deals, and there's more in the pipeline just from that. And I got that on video. Got him to say it on video as a testimony to, yeah, just as you were saying. Now I'm going to build a whole case study around it for him.
amazing. Yeah.
So kudos to
One of the
LeadSnap.
Yeah, well, that's thank you. Appreciate that. I'm glad that it's having an impact for you, Josh, and your clients. You know, we're kind of like building into our SEO strategy. We're pivoting a little bit, not pivoting, but we're adding in an extra piece where for now, what we're doing is we are collecting all like every time one of our clients does a project, we're trying to get them to take pictures of it and give us the details of that project. And that will go on a case study page within their site. So if you imagine this, like Google loves facts, right? There's a couple of SEO gurus on here. Google loves the facts, and they can't debate the fact that, like, hey, this job, so we're in concrete, right? So imagine a job is done and we have a case studies page on this local concrete site where it's like, here's the job that was done over in this neighborhood, and it was this many square feet. It was a driveway replacement. Here are the photos. Here's the before and after. If we can get a video testimonial from the customer on there, this is this. So we're checking a lot of different boxes, and we're building out local content that is service based while building trust for somebody that visits the site. And what we're having our clients start to do now is, so imagine that, like for our epoxy guys, right? There's a epoxy garage floor that can be a service that they provide. So we could take pictures of in the case studies and essentially print those off and staple those together. So when this person goes to look at a garage floor, he's like, hey, I know you guys are interested in a garage floor. And when he's doing his measurements, give them this packet with the actual evidence of like, hey, these are examples of garage floors that we've done, right? So this person's looking through this, and we've seen this. Not only can it help us with SEO because we're building like very localized content towards that service in a non-spammy way that can increase conversion, but when they're actually at the job, having them look through this stuff can help their close rate. Because you think about it from the customer's perspective, like, and I've had a lot, like we moved into this house, it's 40 years old. We've had to do a lot of work. We're remodeling it. And people come here and I'm just looking at their Google reviews. Nobody has showed up and said like, hey, here's past work that we've done with like the material that we use, the square footage, the amount of time that it took. Here's the before and after pictures. Like for me, if they did that, I would be looking at this and be like, okay, I have more trust in you now than I did 10 minutes ago, right? And it's something we all can do. And if we can start to do this stuff to help our clients close more deals, then we're not pigeonholed into being just like a marketing agency. We're like a growth consultant in our niche, which is huge. This makes our clients more sticky. It builds the relationship. It establishes an authority. When you go above and beyond, this is how you get more referrals. You know, when COVID was kicking and our industry was growing, now it's kind of like receding. The concrete industry, the whole industry is down like a third. That's what like manufacturers that we have relationships have told us this. So, but when it was kicking, we were getting a referral every week from one of our clients. What would that look like if you guys got 52 referrals a year? And some of these referrals are like, hey, so and so referred me, and they said you guys crushed it for them, and your whole business, their whole business has changed, and they said to pay you whatever you want. What are my chances of closing somebody that comes in like that? It's just like, this is an amazing system. We can run our Facebook ads and go through like sales training and stuff like this. But if you have a referral system that's based on that, because we deliver this type of service, like your agency is going to grow as long as you're not like churning like crazy because you're not delivering, but you won't get the referrals if you are churning. So like some of these things, Josh, are like putting them in place can help you with this like back end referral system a ton. And I think it gets overlooked when we think about what referrals are and how we can get them. But it's these extra services, right? This person has gotten, you said 50,000 and more deals just from like putting in texting.
This, yeah, just from the website form submissions going to him in the moment, and he just answers them straight away. Which he wasn't his previous, but whatever he's had set up hasn't been doing that. His emails must have just been going to his junk box or something.
I mean, it's a simple thing that doesn't cost us anything. And the beautiful part about it, like, I will push LeadSnap on this call. I'm always in these situations where, okay, I'm not going to push it. But the thing about it that I love with LeadSnap is, like, if you were to do this with another system and you're not having that spam filter block out 99% of the stuff that's coming through on form, I wouldn't feel comfortable texting every one of those to my client because they're going to get irritated. But when it's only the good stuff that's coming through, they get excited and then they start to follow up more, where it's like, okay, this is a spam. They stop following up, right? But now since we're filtering it out at such a high level, like, they're going to follow it up. They're going to follow it up more times, right? And I saw this and I never forgot this. There's a 400% higher chance of closing someone if you're the first person to talk to them, right? And you should tell that to your clients if you're taking advantage of the system like Josh is, where it's like, they get it, call them right away. That's like, we did a training call on Rank Masters a few weeks ago, and I still learn because we're bringing in these amazing high-level coaches like Kyle Van Boris, right? He's done over $100 million in sales. And he said, like, we asked him, what's your process when a lead comes in? He's like, call him within the first 2 minutes, right? We weren't doing that. So your clients can do that. And if we educate them on that, like, call them as soon as it comes in. So that way you're top of mind. Like, hey, I just saw that you filled this out, right? If you can be that first person to talk to them, 400% increase in sales. They're in that mindset where they're requesting the service if you call them that quickly. So we started doing this. I know that from, like, he's on this call sometimes, but he's in the Rank Masters group, Alex Sherpanese, right? He closed a client and the client said, like, on the call, he's like, wow, you guys have your business really dialed in. I've never had somebody call me so quickly. I sent out a bunch of requests and no one had called, right? When I helped him close that client, and he said that on that call with me, is like, one of the things that I really like was Alex called me so quickly, right? So they're telling us the blueprint for how to be successful, right? We have to take advantage of the systems that exist so that we can leverage these and have that success, right? So Chuck, you hit it right on the head. You're acting like a fractional CMO to help grow their business. You're separating yourself from, like, all of these people that are calling them all day long, like, hey, I'm going to get you to the top of Google. I'm going to get an SEO master. We're partners with Google, all this stuff, to, like, hey, we know your industry and here's the different things, right? So we're trying to build more and more of these into LeadSnap to kind of be this, like, you can press a couple buttons and have all sorts of things happening for them. So we're partnering with people and companies to get this stuff in here. And it's Jeff and I just got off a call with somebody about this, and it's exciting. Like, the way that this is going to change for us, I think, over the next 3 months is, I think we're just going to really separate ourselves from a lot of competitors and have some of these services that make it easier for you to perform for your clients just right off the bat, with, like, they sign up, press this button, now there's leads coming in for them, right? So really exciting. So that's awesome, Josh. Congrats on that, and I'm so thrilled to see that LeadSnap's helping you out in that way. So cool. What else? Any other wins to share? Edwin, we're going to go over to you. Before you go, real quick, this is going to be a bit of a Q&A. Like, I want to do this at least once a month. So if you guys have questions and things you're struggling with, like, we're going to make some time during this. I don't have, like, typically we have, like, a prepared topic. This one's going to be more of a free flow session to help you guys out with any issues, or if you're struggling with something inside LeadSnap, any of those stuff, happy to help, or agency issues too. But let's go over to Edwin. Edwin, what do you got, brother?
Hey, so I verified a new plumbing profile, and so I was testing other ways to rank besides just using reviews. And so I've been experimenting with CTR, and I don't know if you're familiar with that, and driving directions and things like that. So I was able to rank it in a very small mile radius, like 16 square mile radius, without website, without anything. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is I already saw results from before getting citations, backlinks, and the website and all that, and I've been getting leads. So I recorded a video and I put it on some groups just to share, what I did. So just for people to try out, and I got a bunch of people reaching out to me. That wasn't the purpose why I just wanted to share what I was doing. But there's a lot of business owners that reach out to me asking me if I can help them, and they started sending me some of the GMBs to see if I can rank them and all that. Again, that wasn't my purpose. I never thought about that. And I got like 2 or 3 guys from Australia that, hey, do you want to work with me? I own this business. I need this to rank and this. Here's the thing. I'm not taking clients because I'm just doing rank and rent. I'm not doing SEO clients. So I have a couple of guys from the US, dog cleaning guy that has several businesses, he said. So I don't know if anyone would be interested in taking those, talking to them, because I don't do SEO like client SEO. I verify the GMBs. I know how to do it. I rank it, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to mess right now with sales and things like that. So I was just curious if someone would be interested in talking to them, and I can refer them, because I don't. Right now, I've been refusing to do SEO for other people. It's just the concept that I'm gonna work for them, and then once I rank their GMB, then they're gonna fire me. It's kind of, to me, it's I prefer to work for me. So I don't know if
right. So a few things. Can you send me over that video? I'd love to, with your permission, review it and then put it in the group, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that would love to understand some strategies. Like it's always a hot button point for improving the rankings of Google My Business, right? We played around with CTR and all sorts of different strategies. So I know for my agency, and I'm sure for a lot of people watching, they would love to hear it. And as far as like the SEO clients, I'm sure we can get you matched up depending on the niche and the different people. So Edwin, let's do this. Jeff, can you open up a chat with Edwin? Let's have a little bit of conversation around that. And Terry Samuels on the call does some white labeling. So there's a lot of different ways that you could benefit from this. But I think even
so there was let me interrupt you here. So I'm sorry. So there was a guy that he does white labeling. He gets the clients and he reached out to me and say, if you can rank him, I get the clients. And I said, look, for a white label, you gotta make money, I gotta make money, and it's gonna be the same effort to rank my own GMBs, and spend the same money to rank yours, and we're gonna have to split the. So he was kind of vague. I mean, I said, the starting point, if I were to do that for a client, that's a no white label, it would be 850 and up, right? Depending on how difficult it is. And say, oh, he's very expensive, but if you can promise some results, I have several clients and all that. Again, I'm reluctant to do that, and so. But again, I don't know if anyone here knows, or you, Patrick, maybe you recommend or something. Like I can refer those people. I'm not even looking for money back. I just I'm not gonna follow them. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want those leads to go to.
Right. Yeah, I would definitely be interested in talking and seeing, and we could potentially connect you with other people in the group too. But you may have also, it sounds like you kind of you created a prospecting strategy with this video too, and that's something that I think
it was by accident, because I wasn't trying.
Yeah, that's how it happens a lot of times. But let's do this. Send me over that video. Send Jeff, if you can open up a group chat. Let's get that video. I'll review it. We'll put it in the group, and potentially we can turn this into a prospecting strategy and start to connect you with some trusted sources to handle these people that are looking for the services. So appreciate the share though, Edwin. That's awesome, man. Congrats on that, and good work on figuring out sounds like a prospecting strategy and a way to improve some rankings at the same time. So awesome. What other wins do we have in the group? Any other wins? Anybody else have any shares? Seeing anything coming through? All right. All right. So also like questions that you guys have. Angel has a a question. You're welcome to unmute if you're assuming microphone and voice both work for you.
Yeah, sorry about it. Give me 1 second.
All good.
Hey,
What's up, man?
everyone? I'm doing great. And you?
Good, man. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Colombia.
We're actually working for 10 apps. We're based on the States, but I'm from Colombia. So I
Cool,
work
man.
with the
Is this your
team
first
and I
call?
worked. It is my second one. I was in the previous one.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So actually we're working with clients and actually we had great experience with the tool. We started to use it to update the profiles, and we're actually getting numbers increased. We are ranking now like we were like all yellow in the heat map, and now we're moving to green numbers. So we're pretty happy with the tool, and actually we're sharing that with my boss today. And but there was a question that we are having here with the reviews and the AI replies. Like we haven't used that tool yet because we want to reply from there, but we want to know if we can do that in bulk. We want to know a little bit more on how to use that tool in order to reply. Maybe if we can automate that somehow, and how is that it actually works for us.
Great question. I will share my screen. I'll take you through it. It's pretty easy to use. Let me just kind of, apparently I got logged out. So just give me 1 second there, Angel. And I will.
What company did you say you work with, Angel?
It is 10 apps.
Tent Apps.
Mhm.
Okay. Still not sure I understood that, but
Yeah,
Tent.
we're pretty new actually. Yes.
Tent Apps. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
curious.
Let me, I'm going to share my screen now. I've got it set up for you and I'll kind of show you how this can work. So there's a few different
Oh, I
parts and
see.
pieces here. I know Zoom is going to disappear. There. Okay. Can somebody give me a thumbs up if they can see my screen? Okay. Thank you. All right. So, Angel, you've seen this screen inside of here, right? Where did Angel go?
Correct.
He's
I'm
in
here.
there.
And
He's just not on your
I see it
screen.
now. Okay. Yeah. I lost you for a second. You've seen the
Um,
screen. Are you guys using the screen or using the old one?
Well, we were going to where it says reviews down there. Like you are in
Okay.
managed locations. I see reviews.
Yeah. So there's settings that you can do from a few different places. So first of all, like what this is telling me with the different colors is this location is disconnected and this one is suspended. This one is live. This one is disconnected and this one's live. That's what the color coding means. But if I click on one of these, there's an option for review settings. And then, so this is kind of where we manage all the location settings, right? So I can do nothing when a review comes in, or I can automatically reply and publish the review, and I can set the tone. So if I want to be grateful and I want the response length to be short, and then I could set when I want to reply, when I want to automate the review. So you've got a few settings here. So maybe I want to do it and I want to like take a little bit more care if it's a 2-star or 1-star review, then I won't automate the reply. Or if they don't leave it for whatever reason, you just got a few different options. So if you do this, it will automatically reply when they come in. Okay. And then if you do this, it will create the reply and put it in draft mode. So if you wanted to review it, then you could, right? If you do this one, I forgot to mention this. It's not going to do it right away. We like will randomize between 4 hours and 3 days. We'll randomize the response time. So that way it looks natural, right? It's not just like, okay, review, response instantly. That's not going to look real. So we're separating that out where it'll be different every time. Just randomizing that. So that setting is in there. And I know that's not the exact question you asked, but I think that's a part of the answer you're looking for, right? Is to like, how can I automate this? So if we go into the review section, now we can go through and I could bulk reply. So if I wanted to, I'll choose this, whatever this is, this wavelength thing. I'll choose this one and you can kind of see well, now I've got all these, some of them have replies, but maybe I want to say like, show me the ones that have no reply. Right. So now I've got all the ones that have no reply. And if I wanted to, I could go through and select them all. And it looks like there's 29, or I could just say, I'm going to do these three. Right. And I'll go through and say, I can type in one reply that goes to all of them, or I could AI reply. And I could set the tone here. And we'll say grateful, and we'll keep it short, just like we had planned. And I'll click apply to all. And you'll see within the next few seconds, I think this reply will go through. So there you go. Right. It's taking into context what they said here. So you could see, thank you for the 5-star rating. We appreciate your support. If they have, like, based on the text, friendly staff, let's see what this says. We're always happy to, well, they didn't mention it there, but there's been several times where I've seen reviews. So really nice, relaxed. Okay, we'll see. Okay, they didn't do it in this one, but a lot of times if they mention a name in the reply, then it will mention, I mean, if they mention a name in the review, it'll mention a name in the reply, right? So these are all published now. So does that answer your question, Angel?
Yeah, well, yeah, it does. But actually, we were wondering if there was like a way for us to maybe before submitting, like update something. Like maybe we want to include some keywords in there, or
right. If I go here and I go AI reply, oh, I thought we had an option to put it in draft mode. I guess we don't. Jeff, can you add that to our to like call notes? And I'll get that in there. I thought we had the option to put it in draft, but I guess we didn't do that. We'll add that in. That's a super easy thing for us to do. We already have draft mode.
Cool.
I guess it's just not coming from the AI that way.
Okay. Yeah, that'll help a lot. Like
Cool.
That's what we want. Like we want to review them first and maybe add some keywords before actually replying to all like in bulk.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. We'll get that adjusted. It sounds like a second adjustment that would be really helpful for that use case is when you guys are replying here to have the option to have a prompt, right? So if I say this, and I have the option to put it in draft mode and also put a prompt in there that says, hey, include this, and this in your response, that seems like it would be even better.
It sounds like great. Yeah, it would be awesome to have it.
Cool. We will, that's a simple adjustment for us. And this was like our first crack at this. So we're still like working on these pages a lot and improving them. So thank you for your question, Angel, man. I'm glad you're using this and it's helping you.
Yeah, it is. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Yeah. Any other questions? You good?
I think that was it for now.
Okay. Cool. All right. Financial freedom fighter.
Clint just dropped in the chat name of reviewer. I think we already have that in the works, right?
Yeah, it will do it sometimes on its own, but it would be good to have a checkbox or something. And you'll notice though, like one thing to be cautious of with that idea, the reason I was hesitant to putting it in there is like a lot of times the account does not use like a real name, right? They use some like pseudo name or something. And it like, for instance, there was one there, I think that said the Maverick, and it would respond like, if I said include the name, it would be like, thank you, the Maverick, right? So figuring out, maybe we could build into that like checkbox where it says include the review name, analyze this, decide if this is a real name. If not, then like don't do it. But if yes, then do it. Like we could probably build something into the AI to do that, to get around that piece. All right, let's go over to Financial Freedom Fighter. I am suspicious that maybe that's not your real name.
Yes, correct. Yeah, I'm Freddie. I had a very quick question also about reviews, but kind of like want to hear your strategy on this. And the overall broad question is whether to buy reviews or not. And if I may, I'd like to present the scenario I'm in and then hear what you would do if you were in this scenario.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
So basically, I have a few GMBs that are just sitting there collecting dust. I want to rank them and I want to get reviews for them. I've tried to, in the past, I've purchased reviews for other GMBs. And then like in that August 2023 update, a lot of my reviews got deleted, and I just wasn't able to get more reviews until like basically this month, April 2024 is when Google lifted the restrictions and allowed my GMBs to start getting reviews again. So now they're getting leads. So my question to you is, for these other GMBs that I have that are just sitting there collecting dust, should I purchase reviews? And they'll eventually get deleted by Google, but then I'll just repurchase them again, and Google may flag these GMBs. And then I guess I'll just have to go without leads for that amount of time when they're flagged. But then hopefully the restriction will be lifted, just like they were for these other GMBs. And then I'll just buy more reviews as they get deleted. So the short question is it, would you recommend just buying these spammy reviews? Because some money is better than no money, right? Like no money, because these GMBs are just sitting there as I try to get real reviews. I've been trying to get real reviews on them, like using a less spammy approach, but it's taking so long to get the real reviews. Like I don't know how to get them at this point. So that's my question to you. Is some money better than no money, or should I keep holding out and try to get like real reviews, that'll stick forever, hopefully?
Right. Yeah. Great question. And there's a lot of different angles on this question, right? So first of all, like reviews are a major ranking factor, and it's going to be hard to rank a Google Business Profile without the reviews, right? So I don't know if you guys have seen this in the news, but there's a huge lawsuit going on right now between Google and I guess some attorneys where like there's like these high-powered attorneys where they either removed their Google Business Profiles or they removed a lot of reviews, and they were able to cite damages of like how this impacted their business. And they're going after them. And I think this is like $1 billion lawsuit. I think it's enough that it's going to cause Google to maybe like pull things back a little bit. Like who knows how that's going to play out. But I think that the review situation, just my opinion, is going to change at some point where it's going to be more in favor of review sticking. That's kind of what it feels like, right? Where they're trying to figure it. It's obviously an important ranking factor, so they're removing them. So like, how do we deal with that? So you have to get reviews for things to rank. This is where the pros and cons of kind of like what Edwin is doing versus what SEO services, because if you are running a lead gen, then what option you've got a couple like kind of forks over into this left side where, okay, we have to manufacture reviews or we have to enroll our client to share their past people with us. And now maybe they're reviewing our stuff instead of their own. And how do they feel about that? Are they going to be motivated to do that? If they don't have anything of their own, then maybe they're more motivated to do that because it's like, hey, we're partners in like, I'm going to be with you as long as you're good to me. And like these reviews are going to benefit you and they're going to make it easier for you to close, easier to rank more. So you're kind of like in that area, knowing that if it's a lead gen, is that what it is, Freddie?
Yes.
So it's a lead gen. Do you have a client for it?
For the ones that Google just lifted the restrictions, yes. So those clients are getting leads now. For the new ones that are just sitting there collecting dust, I have a client in mind, but I have not enrolled them yet because, the GMBs aren't bringing in any leads. So, yeah.
Okay. Here's what I would do. I'm not saying like, I'm not going to tell you to on like a, just to be clear, like purchasing reviews is illegal and that there's an issue there, but I've heard that has been a successful strategy for a lot of people for ranking, right? And I've heard there's courses and things that you can do to get these things to work appropriately. And it kind of feels like it goes like this, where like it's working, it's not working, it's working, it's not, like all this like back and forth. What is true, regardless of that, is like getting real people to leave real reviews is what Google wants, and it's not illegal. And it like, how do we get that process dialed in? Because whether you have a lead gen or not, that should be a part of your process. So the question is like, how do we get that to be a part of our process so that we make sure that we capitalize on the opportunities that we have? So there's a few different pieces here, right? So I'm not telling you not to purchase them, but like that could be what is like moves the dial for you. If you want that thing to rank, one way or another, you're going to need to get reviews on there. Okay. So, all right. The two scenarios: one, we don't have a client. Two, we do have a client. If we have a client, the conversation looks like this. Hey, client, reviews are a major ranking factor, and I'm going to start my sales process just like I was selling when I was trying to close them. I'm in that mindset of convincing them of the importance of reviews and why they have to be on board. So that can go something like this. The clients that have been the most successful for us are the ones that are they're really like playing ball with us. They're staying engaged and they're helping us help themselves. We've seen clients that come in and they don't do that, and we don't perform as well for them. So we try to avoid working with those clients as much as possible because we want to work with the clients that we can hit a home run for. And those are the ones that are going to provide us pictures of their work so that we can build our case studies. Those are the ones that are going to send us like video testimonials when they get it, the past customers, so that we can reach out to them. Here's what you can do, client, is I'm going to send you a postcard, and that postcard has a QR code on it in your branding. And this is what I want you to do when you go out to your job is like, have this conversation and say like, hey, how was the, like for me in the garage, if my client were to go and say, what do you think of your new garage? And if they say, this garage sucks and it's stupid, then I'm not going to ask them for a review, right? And we're going to try to fix that. But if they say this is an awesome garage, and like, that's fantastic. So we're like review gating from the beginning, right? We already know that they're positive, and we go and we say, okay, well, we're a family owned business. And just like you, when you weren't sure about getting our service, there's other people that are thinking about it. And we try our best to try to convey, that we do great work, but they don't know it. And having people like you spend a couple minutes just to share it can really help our business. If you're willing to do that, take a couple minutes. I have a Starbucks gift card. I'm not paying for your review, but I know you're a busy person. And hey, just the next cup of coffee is on me if you can take a couple minutes to share your experience, right? So this, like once you leave, I feel like your chance of getting a review falls through the floor, right? We can put in the automations in place, doing something similar to what Josh Blakely was talking about. But if we can train our clients to do that part of it before they leave and have these like gift cards. So if they're working on their house, maybe have the Home Depot gift card, right? If they're just getting one thing done, maybe that's the Starbucks gift card. This can catapult the review results from those people. So that's if we have a client. If we don't have a client, the other scenario, how are we going to handle that? So here's what I would encourage you is like, you can sell them SEO services. And from being in this space for a long time and seeing how things have changed, like kudos to Edwin for building lead gens and having success with this. And we still have that going on in our agency. This is how I funded LeadSnap, was through lead gens, right? We've got 400 of them. We've got, like, I'm not downplaying that. I'm saying things have changed where reviews are harder to get. What else is true that wasn't true 6 years ago? Most companies have a lot more reviews than they did 6 years ago because they've been collecting them for 6 years and they've got processes in place. And the reputation management companies have been reaching out to these people and trying to automate those services. So the competition level has gone up for these local companies. More of them have reviews, right? So SEO services can be, you can combine this. And this is what we do in our agency is we use a blended model. We have our lead gen, we sell them on SEO services just like a normal agency. Then we are able to leverage their local stuff to help out our stuff, right? While giving them immediate results. It's going to be easier to get a Google My Business for a real client that has a real business, right? It's going to be easier to get reviews. We can show them results that are not just lead gen based, just leads only, right? We can show them, hey, like, here's the website we built for you. Here we've added these reviews. Those are value pieces for the client that when we're just lead gen, it's all just about leads and we can't close them until we have leads coming in, which is the situation you're stuck in. But if you were to go and sell them and say, look, hey, it's like $1,500 a month and I'm going to give you the leads from this other stuff that's coming in, we could start to get money coming in right away. Maybe that's a revenue source for building out more of your lead gen. If you decide that paying for reviews is something that you want to do, then like you're not in the red right away from it. Does that make sense?
Yes. If I can ask a very quick question. So for one of my lead gens that is rented out, it has a client. This client is a little bit more on the tech savvy side. He's not like full on SEO, knows everything, but he's a little bit savvier on like, that stuff. So how do you avoid the scenario where you're like, hey, client, reviews are very important. Here's a QR code. Get happy customers to leave a review. And then he's like, whoa, 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 reviews are important. I should get them on my GMB, like his own GMB, not my lead gen that's going to him. And then like he stops using me because of that. Like what would you do in that situation?
Yeah. So here's what I would do is that QR code, you have that connected, and with the QR code, there's a service that we use. I don't know the name of it because my manager handles that, like our operations person, but you can change the destination of where that QR code routes to. So I would be adding stuff, because if you get out of this like strict lead gen mindset and think about it from like the client's perspective and adding real value for them, like you can rotate those reviews between yours and the client, and you can have two lines in the water, right? It doesn't all have to be for you. Show some wins for him. Maybe you could tell him like, hey, if you've got some people, maybe they can leave reviews on both of these, because you're getting 100% of the leads that come through this. And no matter what we do, they're going to rank for different things. They're in different locations. They're just like, they're just going to be different names, different, like everything is different about these two sites, right? Even if they're in the same topic, right? There's going to be differences no matter what we do. So if that's the case, you've got two lines in the water, right? And like, I think the phrasing of your question to me, and I don't take this as criticism, it indicates a separation from the partnership that we try to build with our clients, right? Where it's like, be more like this, where you guys are together and you're moving forward. And it's not like, well, how, like this tech savvy guy, it's going to go to him. Like if you do this and you legitimately are invested in his success, like he will stay your client and you'll both benefit from this, right? It's like SEO services can be really profitable. And I'll tell you, coming from a group that had like 7,000 people in it, for me, being like moving through that group and starting to speak at the events, I started to realize that there was like maybe less than a dozen of those people that had built 7-figure agencies. That's what it felt like. Maybe there was more hiding, and 7,000 people, I didn't know all these people, right? I'm in another group that has hundreds of people, and it has 85 people that are 7-figure agencies. The difference, one was all lead gen, the one with 85 is all SEO services. Profit margin goes down for the SEO services, scalability goes up, right? Because they're not having to solve problems like this, where it's like, how do I get the reviews and how do I get the GMBs? And because it's a real business, it's like exactly what it is meant to be. So if we start with that and we start to add in the lead gen piece, like we become more sticky and we have more value for our clients. Does all that make sense, Freddie?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I know that was a long-winded answer, but there's a lot of nuances to it. And I feel like if you really want to be successful with it, you need the full story, the full picture, you know?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other questions? Not seeing any questions. Jeff, do we have that? Jeff, are there any questions in Facebook? And then second question for you, Jeff, is do we have that form that we were going to put out there?
I do have a link to the form, and I will get that to you right now. And I am looking in Facebook for questions. I don't see any, although it's loading.
Okay. Janeri says basically don't offer lead gen, just offer business growth strategy. That's right. It's like solve bigger problems for them, right? A lot of times these people, like throw it in the chat. I know I've seen this a bunch. If you guys have seen this, where you're sending a bunch of leads to people, but the people aren't growing their business. Well, they've got other issues, right? They don't know how to handle the leads. They don't have someone to answer the calls. Like, can we solve some of these problems and be more than just a lead generator? Can we be like hey, I'm like a growth strategist for concrete companies, and we help them in a lot of different ways. Like we're looking at how we can help find employees for these people. I met a guy who they specialize in hiring like for home service providers, like the home service contractors and stuff. They can go and find the people in any area. So like, what an amazing service, because that can help these guys scale their company. So here's what we're doing is we're like cooking up a contest
Hold on.
And
There is a, before you go into that real quick, there is a question in the group. It says, for the auto post, since we can't choose yet different pictures for different posts, do you post the company's logo for every post, or what's your process to optimize your time with posting?
yeah, great question. It is something we're working towards to get that images in there, to be better with that. So one strategy is that you can just publish all of those, put it into draft mode, and then you have the option. I'll just kind of like walk through this real quick and demonstrate it. Okay. Can we see LeadSnap, Jeff?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So if I come in here to posting and I create this post, and I'll just choose this location. So I didn't add an image in here, and I'm going to create, like, we'll say 8 posts, and I'll set the tone to be, will be funny. Okay, I've got emojis included. So if I click on preview here, it's going to go and create these 8 posts using the AI, right? And I don't have images on any of these. So this is just kind of what the question is like, how are you managing this process? One thing you could do is you could put the logo there. Here's what I would do is I would go through and this, like, within some of these updates that we have coming out are going to, they're going to make this process super simple for you guys. It's going to be pretty awesome, but that's not where we're at now, right? So we've got this post that came back, and if I come over here and click on edit post, I can come in here and add in the photos and put those photos in there on an individual post. That's the unfortunate way that we have to do this right now. I know we've made, like, the posting process really fast, but that's what we're doing. We're going to make it easier and easier, but like I said, we wanted to get our first version out here. So you could go through and do that and edit these individually, which introduces a manual process into something that's automated, but at least it's less manual than it was. Like, honestly, the most time intensive part of this is writing the post, and that's done for you in a few seconds, right? So that is how I would handle it right now. But like I said, we're going to have this, like, way more dialed in the future with what we're doing. There's just a lot of building that has to happen for it. So hopefully that answers your question. I don't know, Jeff, if there's any follow-up on that. I'm not looking at that.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any. That was for Guillermo.
Okay, cool. All right. So we are at 53 minutes. So just last piece before we go, I'm going to share, or Jeff is going to share. Jeff, if you can share it in here and in the group, we're going to put together a contest for people. And we're thinking about different prizes. Like, obviously, like, people always like cash and like a tech savvy group, it would like tech items, and that can be on that. But we just wanted to take a poll of what excites you guys. So we have a lot of different offers. Jeff, I don't know if you've got all the things that we had on there. Oh, the mastermind recording sessions. I see it on there. Okay. So
Yeah.
we have a lot of different pieces that we can offer, and we want to see what you guys are most excited about. So if you guys could help us out with a little feedback. So what prizes? We want to understand how you guys value the prizes. So I'll just share my screen again real quick and kind of show you some of the ideas. I'm not telling you what the contest is. I get that. But some of the ideas that we've come up with is like LeadSnap t-shirt, sweatshirt, free month inside Rank Masters coaching program, LeadSnap stuff, free month of LeadSnap account, some one-on-one coaching, access to the past mastermind sessions. What's missing from this list is could be like a ticket to our next event or a discounted ticket. Like, what other stuff, Jeff? I thought we were going to put an option on here for a write-in option.
So on the next page.
Oh, if I click on one of these.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we just want to understand what will motivate you guys so that when we build out the contest, that we can get more engagement and give you guys what you want. So Jeff, if you could drop that link in there. I don't think you have to put your name or anything on it, so it's completely anonymous. Nope. We just want to. We don't have the name included, right, Jeff?
I do not.
Okay. So it's completely anonymous in there. So just share with us so that when we build our contest, that we can make it really exciting for you guys and give you prizes that you'd be interested in. Because we have some cool stuff that we're cooking up for this group to help you guys move forward. We've run some of these contests in the past. I was just speaking last week at SEO spring training, and I was speaking there with Adam McChesney, and Adam participated in one of our contests. So Adam, I think he's doing like 2.5 million a year, or he was before he exited his agency recently. But he was a part of one of our contests, and we had the dials adjusted right for Adam because he went from $10,000 to $25,000 during that 30-day contest that we ran, increasing his MRR by 15K. So I want to come up with another contest that's like really engaging for you guys. So this is what this is about. We're going to cook something up, and we just want to see what rings true for you guys is going to really help you out. So I don't see any other questions in here. So appreciate you guys jumping on the call. We're finishing this call almost exactly on time, which is fantastic. So all right, you guys
just drop the link into the chat. I'll also drop it into the group in this video, in the comments to this video, and I'll probably make a separate post about it as well. So you'll have the link there if you miss it here.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Jeff, and setting that up. So a couple of like last pieces before we jump off here. We're going to be dropping our event, which is going to be, it's going to be in the end of July. I'm 85% sure it's going to be in Orlando. It's going to be the 25th through the 28th. If you're in Rank Masters in our inner circle, you'll get an extra day, an extra workshop day as part of that. If you're not in Rank Masters and you haven't heard about it, some of the questions that you guys are asking on here, like we cover this stuff. We dive in deep inside that program. So we launched it a couple of weeks ago where we really pushed it out to the public, and we've seen tremendous results from people that have been in it. We kind of had it running on the back burner for the last year, and we saw about a third of the people double or triple their MRR. Some people have gone from 20K and they're about to hit 7 figures. So we've had tremendous success for the people that are engaged. We're trying to build up the community. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you're interested, rankmasters.com. You can jump on a call with Jeff, get more information. So our next call is going to be next Wednesday for this group. I challenge you guys to be one of the people that has a win to celebrate next week. What actions do you have to take between now and then so that you have a win to share? What can you do to move your business forward here, right? So take the actions over the next week. Move your business forward so you're in a better situation. All right. You guys have an amazing week. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Janari, I'm not 100% sure. We don't have all the details dialed in on the exact like Rank Masters dates on that stuff. So I will talk to you in Slack on that, and we can get clear on that. But yeah, so you guys have an amazing week. Create some wins. Appreciate all you guys. Look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thanks a lot.
See you guys.